Assalamu alaikum. See this word, Bismillah, or in the name of Allah. It's a word that we all use every day, right? Growing up, my parents told me to say it before I eat, to say it before I study, before I work, before reading the Quran. Basically, they said you have to say it before you do anything. But what they didn't teach me was what does it mean and how this word alone is a real-life infinite good deeds glitch. It is the easiest life hack that you can ever learn. And it is also the clear differentiator between a real believer and a hypocrite. Yes, all of that in just one word. Come, I will tell you how this word alone turned out to have this huge significance on our lives now and on our hereafter. Imagine this scene from a movie where British soldiers are invading Indian lands. The Indian farmer looked at the British soldier and said, "Why are you invading us? Why are you here?" The British soldier said, "We are here in the name of the Queen." The Indian guy was confused. He said, "But why?" British soldier said, "I told you, we are here to take your land in the name of the Queen." Of course, he was saying it in a funny British accent, not like this. But the point that I need to focus on is, when the British soldier was saying to the Indian farmer, "We are here in the name of the Queen," what did he mean? Did he mean this is a word that we have to repeat like parrots? Or did he mean, "We are here invading your land, following orders from the Queen"? The reason I am doing this task is because I want to please the Queen, i.e., in the name of the Queen. The same way when you are saying Bismillah or in the name of Allah, what you really mean is, see this thing that I'm about to do, I'm doing it 100% as a form of obedience to Allah. That's it. I'm not doing it to show off in front of my friends. I'm not doing it to please any other fake gods. I'm not doing this to fulfill my desires. The one and only reason I am doing this action is for the sake of Allah. This is why this word alone is the differentiator between a real believer and a hypocrite. Let me give you an example so we can understand together how it is the infinite good deeds glitch. This is Ahmed and this is Omar, and they are lifelong friends. They went to the same school, they worked at the same company, they took similar salaries, they went to the same gym, they ate the same types of food, they lived basically the same type of life. But on the day of judgment, something extremely weird happened. It is described in Surah Al-Hadid. When it was their time to pass over the Sirat to enter paradise, the Sirat, by the way, is the bridge that you have to pass on top of hellfire to enter paradise. When it was their time to pass the Sirat, Ahmed got a guiding light to help him pass. But Omar, unfortunately, didn't. Omar was confused. He called Ahmed from far away in a loud voice. "Wait for me, Ahmed. I want to share your light to go with you." But suddenly, a wall was put between them. And it was said to Omar mockingly, "Go back to your first life and look for your own light there, if you can." Omar's chances to enter paradise and pass the Sirat were getting lower and lower. What is this wall? And how can I pass it? And he only had one hope left. Turns out that this wall between him and Ahmed had a door on it. He can just open the door and, pass to the other side of the wall to Ahmed and share his light. But the problem was the door had a sign on it, and the sign said, "Torture." By the way, it was a fake sign. If Omar actually had the courage to open the door, all what he would find there is mercy. But Omar unfortunately got scared to open it because of the scary sign. It says torture, and he was afraid of torture. He thought about it a lot, and then he decided not to open the door. So he couldn't pass the wall, and then he couldn't go to paradise. Don't worry, I will explain what is this door and why did the sign say torture, and how all of that is related to the infinite good deeds glitch But first, I want you to listen to these verses with me. Please focus on the amazing message in them.
يوم يقول المنافقون والمنافقات للذين آمنوا انظرونا نقتبس من نوركم قيل ارجعوا وراءكم فالتمسوا نورا فضرب بينهم بسور له باب باطنه فيه الرحمة وظاهره من قبله العذاب ينادونهم ألم نكن معكم قالوا بلى ولكنكم فتنتم أنفسكم وتربصتم وارتبتم وغرتكم الأماني حتى جاء أمر الله وغركم بالله الغرور فاليوم لا يؤخذ منكم فدية ولا من الذين كفروا مأواكم النار هي مولاكم وبئس المصير ألم يأن للذين آمنوا أن تخشع قلوبهم لذكر الله وما نزل من الحق ولا يكونوا كالذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبل فطال عليهم الأمد فقست قلوبهم وكثير منهم فاسقون اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها قد بينا لكم الآيات لعلكم تعقلون.
Ahmed and Omar apparently lived the same life. The only difference between them was actually one word, Bismillah. Yes, as simple as that. When they worked at the same job, for example, Ahmed was working because Allah ordered him to take care of his wife and children, so he needed to work to get the salary to take care of them. While when Omar was working in the same company, he worked to get the salary to spend it on his looks so he can brag about his social status. Ahmed worked in the name of Allah, but Omar worked the same job but in the name of social status. See where I'm going? Ahmed was going to the gym because Allah ordered him to take care of his health, while Omar was going to the same gym but to post pictures of his six-packs on Instagram to impress girls. Ahmed did his workout every day in the name of Allah, but Omar did the same workout every day in the name of girls. Intention was the only difference between them. They lived the same lives, they did the same things, they put the same effort. The intention that we verbalize by saying Bismillah was the only differentiator. The intention that turns any normal deed into a good deed. For example, before Ahmed ate his dinner, he said Bismillah. Translation: I am only eating this food because I need energy to obey Allah for 6 more hours of my life. On the Day of Judgment, he found this dinner written as a good deed in his record. Yes, Good deeds don't have to be prayers and fasting. Before Ahmed went to sleep, for example, he was saying Bismillah. Translation: I am only sleeping because I need to rest my body so I can have energy tomorrow and complete focus to obey the commands of Allah. While he was snoring in his bed, angels were busy recording every breath as a good deed. Ahmed turned every second of his life, awake or asleep, into a good deed with a single word. This was his secret infinite good deeds glitch. But when Omar did everything exactly the same as Ahmed, his intention was to satisfy his worldly desires. And he doubted what would really happen to him in the hereafter, and wishful thinking deluded him until his moment of death came. And when it came, his chance was over. The final question is, what was this weird door? What did it represent? And why did it have a sign that says torture on it? This door actually is something you and me and everyone faces in his life. I bet you've seen this door at least a couple of times this week. Can't you see that Allah uses the same word, sirat, or the straight path, for two completely different things? The straight path in this life is following the commands of Allah, right? And the same word, sirat, the straight path, but in the hereafter, is a thin bridge of wire that goes over hellfire that you need to pass on to enter paradise. If you walk on the straight path in this life, you will be able to walk on the straight path in the hereafter, and you will enter paradise safely. But if you walk in zigzags on the path in this life, then... Got it? The problem is when you or me or anyone makes a decision to actually follow the straight path in this life without any zigzags, he faces a lot of very hard decisions on the way. Especially if you are used to a very bad habit that you have to stop. Bad habits can be anything. Some people are used to cheating in their business or taking usury. Some people are doing free mixing or adultery or even worse. Some people are liars. Some people are overeating junk food. A lot of things, right? When they are facing the moment, when they have to take the decision, that's it, from now on, I will be a new person. The decision looks like torture. It just looks like torture. But when they actually have the courage to open the door that says torture, all what they will find on the other side is mercy. Every decision like that is a door with a sign that says, torture, beware of me. If you open me, you will suffer. Yes, maybe you will suffer a little bit. But what you will find on the other side, after this brief moment of self-control, is mercy. Quitting any bad habit in the beginning is, yes, torture, but then it will lead to a lot of pride and happiness. The two lessons in these verses are as follows. Number one, teach yourself to open those doors now so you can open them at the Sirat on the Day of Judgment. Number two, turn every second in your life into a free good deed just by adjusting your intention or saying Bismillah. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, deliver my message even if all you can deliver is one verse. It is your turn now. Share it and subscribe for more videos like this. Come here. I said share it. It's a free good deed. Assalamu alaikum.